In this VOD review, we'll be reviewing a Diamond Sage on Bind. This player has said that they struggle staying an Immortal consistently and are comfortable around Diamond 2. So I'll be covering the specific things they need to do to level up their gameplay. Let's begin. So before we start this VOD, I'm going to give you a heads up that we do a grading system here when Curry Shot reviews the VODs. So we'll give you an A, B, D, I skip C, grade letter, just like they do in the American education system. So let's go ahead and start off this VOD. Okay, so first things first, this player won the previous round, and now they are on their second round, right? The enemy team did plant the bomb, though. That's very important to note, because when the enemy team does plant the bomb and you're defending, you have to at least expect a force. So that's the first thing I'm going to say. You wall showers, which is really good. I want to talk about the difference with walling showers and contesting showers versus Sage and versus someone else, right? So when you're playing versus a no Sage, people will end up smoking the top of showers instead. The defending team will end up smoking the top of showers. So that way they have to use like a Sky Flash, a KO Flash, Recon Dart, Raise Roomba, and like other util that gives you info on who's where. So like if they go through the smoke with a Roomba, you know, Raze is outside showers, right? And you can break the Roomba, show presence, and then get even more util before they are near the site. So that way they don't have like infinite flashes. Let's say you're sitting in triple and they have all their util because you don't show any presence at all at the start. You're just going to get util dumped. You're going to get chain flash smoked, and it's really hard to go ahead and stop them from coming onto site there, right? So that's very important to note. With Sage though, you get to wall showers, and then if they don't shoot the wall, you know that they can't really be in showers, right? So as a result of this, you can have multiple people looking short, which is a huge benefit in the case that they do come through short, right? Because that means that there's 3 people looking there and they're getting shot from potentially 3 different angles. So it's very important to note. So let's go ahead and play out the rest of this round. You wall showers, you give Jet the orb, which is okay, I guess. You can also take it as Sage. Both get huge value, and then your Brimstone dies in long and he dies to Marshall, so that gives you confirmation that they force, so you need to be a little bit careful. I'm okay with trying to look for a play on defense here to try and get a trade kill since someone did die, and you generally, like, if you go like 1 for 1 on defense, it's not good, but if you go 1 for 0, right, it's a clear advantage for the attacking team. So I'm okay with you guys going for this play. It's just that, as you'll see, like the crosshair placement isn't very good since you're like looking down at the start, so always expect them to peek. Even very uncommon angles that you might not expect them to peek here. So it's very important that that's mentioned. The other thing is, like, when you are going for this play, I'd rather you have Yoru take first contact, the duelist, since your util is more valuable than his. Not only that, but you can start building up your ult eco as a result of this. Let's say he does lose the fight and you get the trade kill. Instead of like the other way around that it's here, you get an ult orb. So you get an extra ult orb. And if you like die in the, let's say you do trade him and then you die later onto the round, you get 2 ult orbs, right? Because you get an ult orb from dying as well. So you start building up towards that res. And then in the next round, as you can see, you start walling showers all the time and taking that orb and farming that orb, right? So you can have huge value from playing your role correctly here by, snowballing your ult economy, okay, as Sage. So that's very important to note too. So overall, I'll go ahead and give this round a D. I'm a very harsh grader here, coming, from strict Indian parents, but I'm a very, very harsh grader. So yeah, I'm gonna give this round a D because this could have been so much better and you can really improve on this. So let's go ahead and look at another round. Our Sage clutched the previous round on their eco round. I'm not going to show that because I want to focus on the things we need to improve on here. But A for that round. Let's go ahead and look at how they play this round. So first things first, they end up walling showers and farming the orb. That's good. They have showers control right now. And even though Yoru TP'd here, it's not really like an over-rotation or anything. The reason Yoru is so good on the map is because he can fast rotate really quickly and use these teleporters really well. So an example of that is like he's in the TP right now, but he has his Yoru TP to come back to A, if he needs to, right? If they end up like rushing it or you need help on A. So that's completely fine. Now, this is something that you're not punished for in the VOD, but I just want to say that in higher ratings, you might get punished for this, is like, there could be someone here technically, you're like, I don't know, 20 seconds into the round, and like, there definitely could be someone here, right, holding you. So, and you have your knife out just running, and your Jet's not watching anything either, she's hiding. So you need to be very aware of like, where your teammates are too, because this could be like, pretty bad. And the reason why is because, just think about it, someone just TP'd, so they might be like, oh wait, it's either a fake TP or like we need to check. Maybe A is free. I don't know. And you know, since he did start shooting, you can hear it in the VOD. They know that you were there, so there could be someone here. But I don't really want to spend too much time on that since you weren't punished for it. But just something to consider. So now the other thing is there still could be a player here. You're rotating, but Yoru can TP back fast. So I guess it's like kind of okay. Reyna was lurking. It's always a lurking Reyna, and that's, you know, it is what it is. So now I want to go ahead and pause the video here because I want to show what the enemy knows. Yoru, they know he TP'd, and they know that KO is here, and they know Brim is here from like previous round because he's always playing the same places all the time, right? So the reason they know why KO is there is because he uses knife, so they know he's on B. They heard the Yoru TP and then Brim from prior information. When you use your util like this is really, really bad. You're giving them free information because they see that slow orb coming. Brim's already watching long, by the way, so you don't need to do this. They see that slow orb coming, and if there is someone, if they are defaulting and there is someone long, you're giving them the information that they're 4 on B. As a result of them knowing they're 4 on B, what do you think they're gonna do? Go away, right? So, I don't really like this. Yoru does end up TPing back, and then Chamber's just there waiting for him. You can't really see it in the VOD. Here, but I mean, actually you can in the minimap. Perfect. So Jett should not be watching showers right now because, you know, it's walled, so they can't come from showers. She should still be watching short, but always focus on your mistakes and the things you can control. But if you do notice this in your game, just say, hey, you don't need to watch showers, it's walled, right? So very important to note. Chamber was lurking on A, kills the Yoru, and now everyone's rotating as a result of Yoru dying. So now instead of having a 2-2 setup where you have 2 people watching B and 2 people watching A, you're sending 3 people towards A and 1 towards B, so they can obviously just quickly rotate. So they don't end up hitting A. I'm just going to fast forward a little bit, and they end up rotating back to B. Now, you won't hear it in the audio here, but this dart was flying forever, so it should give you a clear indication, and it landed like over here, so it should give you a clear indication that it was a fake dart. And you should send people back towards B, right? And you can also tell your Brim, hey, you can like play for retake or something like that if he needs to. Now let's go ahead and talk about the retake here. Whenever you're retaking B like this in a 2v3, I want to talk about like the retake strategy and why elbow control is super important on attack when they're planning the bomb. Because in the case they do have elbow control, they know that you're only coming out from one area if they have like trips or something like that. In this case, they have chambers, so they have trips, right? They know you're not flanking. So in the case that you have no flashes alive, they can literally just smoke here and hold the smoke, right? Since their Omen is alive. And you have no flashes, so you're going to get mowed down by 3 people if they're smart players, right? They're just holding the smoke. So it's very important to retake elbow control and come from different angles. Because let's say you do retake from elbow here, and you have one person retaking from CT, if you get to elbow uncontested, you know this entire part is clear. The front part is clear. So that means the person who's coming out of CT knows they have to clear 3 angles. On top of tube and like tube, 4 angles. On top of tube and tube, cubby, and the right side of like CT, right? So they can do that slowly and they can single out angles and do that really well, right? So very important to note that not to rush the retakes, especially when bomb is just planted. Don't just like go out there like as fast as possible. Really think about like strategically how to do it. Okay, so your Jett dies because they just run out like that. I see that you had the right idea. And then you clear 1 by 1, and then you clear the first 2 1 by 1. You slowly clear 1 angle, slowly clear hookah, and then you try and clear 3 angles at once, and you get killed by the person on top of tube. So I'll give this round like a C, but there definitely can be improvement. But let's go ahead and look at another round. So first things first, I'd move the camera to the right side of the screen as I noticed I was slightly covering up the minimap, but I want to highlight this round specifically because you need to be very unpredictable with how you're playing your setups on defense. You don't always just want to wall showers the entire time, and it looks like the Sage was going to do it this round too, but their Jett ends up saying, don't wall showers this round, right? Their Jett has knives and it's their eco. The other thing is you're buying on your team's eco. Everyone else is saving right now. You have a Deagle on Brim, a Ghost on KO, and then a Deagle on Yoru, and then Jett has knives, right? So you can't be buying when everyone else is saving. You want to kind of sync up those buys, okay? So let's go ahead and play out this round now. As I said, the Jett was told the Sage not to wall showers. So think about it. The enemy team is conditioned to think that, hey, you're just walling showers every round, so they're not really going there. So this double flank is really good to do on your eco round, right? You want to catch them off guard, you don't have guns, and you don't want to retake with ghosts and classics, right? So a very good thing that your team is doing this, but you want to make sure you do it on purpose next time. So you wall short. TLDR, the team ends up killing 2 people, catching 2 people off guard, and getting bombed down in short, and they know the other 2 players are on B, so they end up winning this round. I'm gonna give this round a B, but I want to make sure that the Sage knows to do this on purpose next time. We took a look at defense, and now we're gonna go ahead and take a look at attack. So first thing is that Sage's team did win the first round, the pistol round, and they end up going ahead and going towards A here. You have no showers control, which is okay-ish, since with Sage you can go ahead and wall off the plant. But if you do that, make sure that you wrap later on to make sure no one's flanking from showers. And at least that way, even if you die, you get the info early. And on top of that too, you have control of showers later on into the round when they end up retaking and breaking the wall. So now let's go ahead and play out the round. Another thing to note is, remember they forced on defense when you were defending. So think about it, they could force this time and when you're attacking as well. So you get the plant down. No one shoots the boombot for you. That's unfortunate. And now you're gonna go ahead and have a call to go ahead and watch U-Haul, right? So it's very important that when you hit A, you do have control of U-Haul. It's very crucial. But at this point right now, you can go ahead and say like, hey, you guys try and take control of U-Haul, and you want someone wrapping showers. That's just my opinion. But yeah, that should definitely be something that you do here. Now, the thing that ends up happening is both of you end up swinging U-Haul and dying to Reyna, who did force the Spectre. Reynas do force a lot. But the other thing is, whenever you're using the Spectre and you end up like wanting to swing something at close range, always run. I know that sounds very scummy, but that's what the Spectre does. You want to run and gun with it, especially at close range. That's why it's such a, like, you know, rage-inducing gun to higher-rated players, is because people are just full sprinting and like they're dying to it, right? But that's how you play with the Spectres, so don't just sit there and shoot. You see what this Reyna's doing, is just running the entire way and just spraying you guys down, so that's how you want to play that gun. So I'd give this round a C, because you got the bomb down, but the thing is, you really need to work on the map strategy part, understand that U-Haul control is super important, and understand that shower control is super important. So I don't know if like he didn't say anything if you were to wrap showers, but if the stage wasn't going to wrap showers, know that you should late wrap shower. So I'm going to go ahead and play out this round because I feel that you die a lot with util in your hands before you have areas cleared. And what I mean by that is, again, the higher rating you go, the more resistance you will have in hookah and long when you're playing this map, because better players will know they can't give that part of the map for free. They need to bait out util first so they don't get util spammed on site. So as a result of this, you're dying a lot when you have util out in your hands before you're clearing out long. So let's go ahead and play out this round. Your flash is long, you clear left, and now you pull out your slower before Octagon is even cleared. As a result of this, you aren't able to get the trade, which this should have been a really free kill. You take the orb now, or you keep tapping it, I guess, to try and get some util and try and like make sure that they contest you because they know you're one away from res, so if they hit tab. You get the orb and you res, which is completely fine. Res. And you give him back the gun. Nice person. But you're still not holding anything. Like, you're throwing slow orbs, but there's no value that's coming from this slow orb. Not only that, but the Reyna pushes out of the smoke because, again, you're not holding anything. You're holding the smoke, but you want to take, like, a deeper position here. Like, here and here. That way, you have Yoru watching this part, and then you have you over here. So if they do push the smoke, you'll have that info, and at least you can go ahead and get the trade. Going 1-for-1 when you're attacking is really good, right? Because that opens up the map. For a defender, they always want to get 2 people. That's when it's worth it for them. But if they only go 1-for-1, that's tough, right? So very important that you take more aggressive like positioning here and you understand like why this is bad. So now he gets another kill and then your dies twice. And you're sitting in long, right? So now you have the information that Omen is on B. You have the information that Reyna is on B. Now someone's calling to go ahead and rotate. The other thing to notice is that with your comp, you don't have tripwires like Cypher. You don't have like a hard sentinel with trips like Chamber or Cypher. So your flank is really, really open. So calling rotate is kind of tough because there could always be one flanking. And I don't remember in this case if someone's flanks, but yeah. Now you have the information that there's 2 people on B since Sova just reconned. And you knew Omen was there earlier.
Yeah, you gotta run, man.
One's heaven. You end up getting the bomb down here. And you wrap short, which is completely fine. It's fine to go ahead and wrap short here. Just full sprinted right now. Completely full sprinted. I think you... Selling the KO to hide. Your KO has U-Haul control. He can buy you time. It was really, really dumb for him to go ahead and peek that, but it is what it is. Here, like, know that it's not planted for you. So even though you ended up wrapping here, and I know you think they are looking short right now, it's very important to note that, like, it's not planted for you. So you have to take that risk. You have to take the fight. You can't avoid it here because, again, it's not planted for you. So now you end up dying because you realize, oh, it's not planted for me. My wall's blocking it, right? So you're kind of avoiding fights here. So I'm going to give this round a C. So let's go ahead and take another look at another round where the Sage's team is trying to go ahead and split B. So one thing I wanted to say first is that it's better to usually have 3 people long, as when the enemy team does have flashes, one person does want to go ahead and play anti-flash to go ahead and swing after the sound of the flash. So in this case, like, the only flash you really have to be worried about, since you can break Reina Flash, is Omen Flash, right? He can flash for his team and go ahead and have someone hold an octagon and flash long. So you still have to play anti, but it's very important to note that, like, right now you guys aren't doing it right. So you can suggest that in voice. If they don't listen to you, they don't listen to you, but very important to note. Okay, let's go ahead and play out this round because I want to hammer home the point about the tendency that you have about having your orb out in your hand before clearing space. So as you can see now, you guys are splitting B again. Yoru's gonna go ahead and flash himself and take his TP. Perfect. You have resistance in hookah, and you know that the chamber killed, by looking at the map, your jet from the top of the tube. So think about it. If the chamber's on top of the tube, what does that mean for you? If chamber's on top of tube, he probably asked someone to go ahead and hold his long, because he can get, if someone scales up long, they can see him and they can shoot him in the side if he's looking hookah, right? So you have to kind of assume that, oh wait, someone's probably here, they're holding his long. So let's go ahead and play this. The Reina does end up peeking off the sound of the orb, and he's playing an off angle again because he was watching that angle for the chamber. So you have your orb out, and then you end up dying because, again, the space isn't cleared, and there's no real value from this orb. I don't know why you keep doing it. The only time these kind of orbs are good is that if you have a Raze on your team, you can combo with a Molly. Or if specifically you know someone's here, and you're comboing with a KO Molly or a Brim Molly or something like that, right? That's the time you really want to go ahead and use your slow orb, but you're using it like preemptively before the areas are cleared. There's no real purpose to it, so really want to have your gun out most of the time and have purpose to your utility. So I'll give this round a D. So at the end of the day, Sage ended up winning the game and didn't actually end up playing that bad. Game sense is a huge part of climbing, and if you don't have insane aim, that's the path you should take, and in this case, I think the Sage should take that path as well. I have a video on improving game sense, which you can now click on the screen, and if you want a VOD review, leave your Discord tag in the comments, and I'd appreciate it if you subscribe and hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm. We're almost at 500 subs. Not really, but help me hit 500 subs, and I'll see you in the next video.